Good morning to you, and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and we're coming to you live from the Peniel studio here at North Ridge in Accra, and my name is Anil Fompofo. Well, it's a holiday, and most of you are at home. Some of you also, enjoying the holidays in town, but make sure that you're keeping safe, right? Make sure you're keeping safe wherever you are. Well, since it's a holiday, most of the newspapers are also gone on a holiday, but we'll bring you the program with the news-making headlines, and we'll bring you the discussion as usual. So some of the headlines include Ghana needs leaders with integrity to end corruption and immigration crisis. That is from Amwabing, that is a former CEO for UT Holdings. We also have headlines like lessons from Baumia leadership, principles and values examined in new book. So there's a new book that has come out. The author is my former lecturer at GIJ, Dr. H.H. Sika Anku. And when we have time, we definitely will get into, how the book is also making waves across. President Akufo-Addo preaches peace as Ghana marks Eid al-Adha, and congratulations to our Muslim brothers as well. Mahama condemns abandonment of patient in bush, calls for accountability. Now, take IPAC relationship seriously to avert repetition of voter transfer challenges. AEI tells EC, that's the African Electoral Institute. Restore upgrades GN savings. Restore and upgrade GN savings license, grouping them to BOG. And then we also have Ghana has goofed over locked up medical supplies. Adomako Kisi. The health ministry or the health sector, I would say the health sector seems to be plagued with a lot of challenges. Is it challenges that are just unearthing after the exiting of the former minister? Or is challenges that we are now, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll put it that way. Challenges that are now unearthing after the former minister, left office or was replaced. But let me do this quickly, and then I'll get to the guest later. So I'm bringing you Kel 360 toothpaste this morning. Are you desperate of getting a toothpaste that will take care of the family and save money? And then the recommended one is Kel 360 toothpaste, approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. It provides your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for the kids, children, and adults. Let your family be proud family when they step out by constantly using the Kel 360 toothpaste. It also brightens the teeth and prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, it gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. It's available in all supermarkets and malls, and also provision shops. Call them on 024-6864-798. Kel 360 toothpaste is a happy smile. Also, Lift and Elevator says that if you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and it's also important as enjoying the mansions of your labor, you want to use, you cannot be climbing your stairs as easy as you want to then. Lift and Elevator is available on the market. That it comes with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, and it will be installed in your home. That's if you call on them. It's self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It also can lift your goods as well. So with wheelchair, it can fit in. It comes in custom main modules, and it's also affordable. Can be installed in just 3 days, and it's done. Lift and Elevators is available at the office at Sakomono, and you can also reach them on 0200-535-515 or send them an email on elevators@gmail.com.gh for your consultations and best vertical movements. All right. I will take the break now. When I come back, I'll introduce a guest to you shortly. All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and my guests have already joined me in the studio. I have Hajia Saada Al Hassan, a member of the NDC Communications team. Hajia, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Annie, good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Your first time on the show, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
welcome. I've been seeing you around.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
On your sister,
original. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you've been coming on original.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I saw you. Okay. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Annie.
Okay. So also I have Tabitha. Is it Ayila?
Yes.
Ayla.
Anyway, it's three. There's Aperiene, then there's Ayala.
Apierene.
Aperiene.
Apierene. Did I pronounce?
You did well.
Right.
You did well.
Oh my goodness, I tried.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah. I got it. You know, I'm trying to do it silently so that when I get it correct, then I'll speak loud. Anyway, you're welcome. Now I'm confident.
Yes.
Anyway, so, okay, how do you spell that? I want to write it.
A-P-E-G.
Sorry, my pen. Okay.
A-P-E-G.
G.
Then Y-I-N-E.
Y-I-N-E. N-E.
Yes. So you can divide it into two. Apere.
Apere.
Then yene.
Yame.
Yeah.
Ah. You know what? The trick is that yesterday I went to a friend's house, an old friend's house.
Okay.
Wusamanga. It's a Wusamanga family, actually. Yes.
Okay.
They, from the north, of course. Wusamanga. Yeah. So I think I trained my tongue there before coming on the show this morning.
That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe you will need to be taking more of the teas.
Yes, I need to be going there often because when I went there, I ate.
Okay. That's fine.
So Wusamanga family, good morning to you, especially to Anzim Wusamanga. Anzim Wusamanga, actually yesterday was his birthday and there was a surprise, something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I passed through, even I'll come. He's actually the Kambona Bandana Anzim Wusamanga.
Oh.
So that's a chieftaincy title.
Sure.
Yes.
That's my first time hearing about
Hearing
him.
that. He's the regent of the chief warrior of the Mampurugu kingdom.
Oh, great.
So you see, I'm not a small person.
No,
I'm a
you
big
aren't.
person,
You
connected
aren't.
to big people. Yeah. So Kambuna Bandana Anzim Wusamanga, the regent of the chief warrior of the Mampurugu kingdom.
Great.
Yes, yesterday was his birthday. Good morning to you, and good morning to the whole family as well. It was very nice seeing you. I hadn't seen them in like ages, so they were very happy seeing me. I was happy seeing them as well. Yeah. So also Apianyere is here. Tabitha, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Again. It's also your first time, Abby.
Yes.
Your first time
Yes.
as well. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And also happy Eid to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters out there, especially my friend Lara Timuza Saka. And yeah, why are you giggling?
No, nothing.
Ah, is she your friend?
Oh, no.
So
but I'm happy she's your friend.
You're happy she's my friend? Yeah, she's my friend. A lot of people don't know how far we go. And sometimes when she's on the show, they'll be texting, hey, why Annie hates you? She said, oh, you fool. Why are you like that? So also, Hajia Rabi Salif as well. Also your deputy communications director.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, happy Eid to you and all my which of you have I forgotten? Okay, when I remember along the line, I'll mention. Yeah. Because I don't see you as religious friends anyway. I see you as just everybody else. So. All right, so let's go into the discussion. We've had Dr. Baumia has been speaking. Mahama, former President Mahama, has also been speaking. Other executives have been speaking as far as the Muslim celebration is concerned. Let me pick this. Okay. So Dr. Baumia says that 2024 elections should be about ideas, not religion or ethnicity, and some of the comments he made, during the celebration. Also, this one says that don't be a conduit of a political violence. Muslims advised. The leadership of the Muslim community at Agoteme, Ziopet district of the Volta region has cautioned youth of the Islamic faith not to allow themselves to be used as conduit for political violence. The Ekpatoik Zongo chief, Mubarak Mumuni II, reminded them that Islam is a religion of universalism, tolerance, peace, and reconciliation. Hence, they must be guided by such in their actions. He was speaking on radio during the Eid Adha prayers at Petro. So he called for unity and to prevent evil-minded people from infiltrating the Muslim community to cause violence. All right. There's an issue of Mahama also saying, pledging to reduce the Hajj cost for Muslims. Saying he said that the 2012 presidential flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has acknowledged the high cost of the annual pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia for Ghanaian Muslims. Mr. Mahama has thus promised to decrease Hajj expenses if elected president in 2024 general elections in December. The former president pointed out that the current Hajj cost of 75,000 Ghana cedis is excessively high, making it challenging for many regular Muslims to afford the pilgrimage to Mecca. He made this pledge during Eid prayers with the Al-Husuna, Wal Jama Muslim group. Al-Suna. That's how it's pronounced. Okay. But it's spelled Al-Suna. Okay. Muslim group.
What she did.
Group at the forecourt of the State House in Accra Sunday, June 16. So our pilgrims are in Mecca performing the Hajj. May Allah bring them safely home to us. To those who have been able to go, the privileged ones, because we have had fares at 75,000 Ghana cedis. It's very difficult for the ordinary Muslim to perform Hajj. But inshallah, if we win this election and we come into power or into government, we are going to work to reduce the Hajj fare so that everybody can go, he stated. Aja, did you go?
Yes, sure.
You went?
To
Mecca?
Oh, no, I thought you said, did I went to...
Did you go for prayers?
Prayers, yes.
Okay. You didn't go. You actually went for prayers.
I cannot go to Hajj and still be here.
Why?
They are still there.
They're still there?
Yes. They performed their last, spiritual program yesterday. Okay. Which makes them Hajjia and Al-Hajj. Okay.
So the Hajjia and Al-Hajj, there's a special...
There's a special spiritual... you see, Hajj is a combination of a lot of things. You go visit the graveyard of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You visit the Kaaba, which is the mosque of the Prophet. And then there is something we call Tawaf. And then there is something we call Harfa, which was done yesterday. A day before yesterday. And so it is after their Harfa that we have our Eid al-Adha, which is yesterday. And after that, then we start calling them Al-Haji and Hajjia.
So you can go to Mecca and not necessarily become Al-Hajjia or Al-Haji?
No, that is impossible.
That's if you don't perform.
That is if you don't perform. We have what we call Umrah. That one you just go for visit. And that one you cannot be called Al-Haji or Hajjia. But unless you go to the Hajj and perform that Arafah, which was performed on Saturday by each and every Muslim who is at the Hajj. You perform Harfa and you automatically become a new creation, a new person, and then you become Hajjia and Al-Hajj.
You perform that, right? Twice, thrice, 3 times, or a number of times?
You can perform it as many times as you want, but you have the opportunity of one. And after 5 years, you can equally have another one.
After 5 years?
After 5 years.
Why after 5 years?
Okay, because at the moment you perform Hajj, as I said, your sins have been forgiven. You become a new creation. You become like a newborn baby. To some extent, some Muslims say that when you perform that Hajj, that Harfa on that day, and then, may God forbid you lose your life on that day, you're going straight to the heaven because you have no connection with sins. You have been cleansed. You have become a new creation. And so you perform that Hajj, you be forgiven. And so don't say that because I have been forgiven, I'll go back and then sin again and come next year. No, it's not done that way. Yes.
I see.
So you be forgiven, and then you take some time. You just have to continue from where you have stopped. Continue your good works. Stop all the bad things you've been doing. Stop all the sins that you know, things that Islam is against it. One of them is lies. One of them is fabrication of stories to implicate people and other stuff. And so you automatically become Hajj and Alhaji. But so you don't go to Hajj, perform the Arafah, do the Tawaf, and then come back and continue lying and think that because you are rich, you go back to Hajj again and you be forgiven. It's not done that way. Even though Allah is all forgiven, He forgives you at any time you come back to Him and ask for forgiveness.
So what is the, like this time when you are, this one, you said is food celebration, not necessarily prayers, like the fasting you did
no,
some time back.
Yes, no. This one is for those who have been able to go to Hajj, and those of us who are here. Some of us fast 3 days to the day of Arafah. Okay. And at least if you have not been able to fast for that 3 days, at least on the day of Arafah, when they are performing their Arafah, we've been encouraged to fast on that very day to support them, because every Muslim across the world is in Mecca now. Those who can afford it, they are in Mecca now. So we are encouraged to fast to support them whilst they are doing that, and also ask for what we also want from Allah.
How serious is the offense of lying during this period?
It's very, very serious.
How serious?
Very serious, because in Islam, in the Quran, it has been stated not twice, not thrice, in different chapters, to desist from lying. Because only one thing about lies is that when you tell one particular lie, you have to tell a million lies to defend that lie. You get it? And the more you tell lies to defend it, the more you get yourself deep into sin. It doesn't matter how many lies you have to tell. You just have to defend that first lie. So Islamically, it is wrong. Prophet Muhammad was seen advising his followers that no matter how things go, no matter what it is, no matter where you are, make sure you stand by the truth. Don't consider what you would benefit from it, but make sure you stand by the truth.
Make sure you stand by the truth.
Yes.
Are you standing by the truth now?
Sure. Why do you ask?
I just want to know. I'm just checking. Okay, so let's come back to the issue of the promise of former President Mahama reducing the cost. I mean, and that underpins my question of if you're standing by the truth.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yes. So the promise of reducing the cost. Are we not appreciating the current situation with inflation, with just a general global crisis, with the cost of everything almost rising? Is it for political reasons that we always want to make certain comments for it to look as though the government is indeed pressing the necks of Ghanaians?
Annie, let me take this opportunity to wish my Muslim brothers and sisters happy Eid al-Adha. And then to the fathers, we have a belated happy Father's Day.
Yes.
We appreciate them, and most especially to my one and only father that I know, the father who has nurtured me to this state, Malik Basintali, wherever he is. I wish him a happy Father's Day, and to all fathers out there. Annie, the issue of Hajj was one thing as a Muslim I am very worried about. I remember very well when His Excellency Bawumia visited my constituency in 2016. I am a Muslim. I believe my sister is a northerner, yes, but she's not a Muslim. And so I am speaking from experience. I'm speaking from a very painful part of this whole thing. When Bawumia visited my constituency, it was one of his major campaign message. I remember Baumia almost shed tears on that very day when he said that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is wicked. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
He said he is wicked. He used the word wicked.
That is the meaning of what he's saying.
Okay. But he didn't use the word
He didn't
wicked.
use the word that, but that is how it sounds.
Okay.
Because when you say that somebody has no sympathy for the Muslims, and that Hajj at that time was 11,900 at that time.
2016.
2016. It was 11,900. And Baumia almost shed tears that very day. And to some extent, I have never trusted him, but on that very day, as a Muslim, I considered my people, my family, myself, if I have the opportunity to go to Hajj. And so on that very day, I was tempted to believe Baumia. From the way he speaks, from the way he was analyzing the issue and the promise he made to my people, that when he becomes the vice president, and because of the economic background that he has, and as His Excellency Nanado has always portrayed him to be the economic genius, he's going to make sure that the Hajj fare is reduced drastically. And you made mention of global crisis. Nobody is disputing that fact. And if you look across, my auntie last year went to Hajj through Togo.
How was that done?
Aunt, yes, she had to travel from here to Togo and then bought a flight from Togo.
Which is cheaper.
Which is cheaper. Oh. Because if you look at Togo, it's 4,500. Sorry, Togo is 5,300. 53,000, sorry.
53,000.
53,000. Cote d'Ivoire is 49,000. And then Mali is 43,000. Nigerian, I am not sure. So if you look at this, Annie, my auntie had to travel from here to Togo, from Togo to Mecca, back to Togo, and then back to Ghana because it's cheaper there. And from 11,500, which the vice president promised my people in my constituency, I was there that very day. One thing about me is that I always want to listen to my opponents so that when I'm making a point, I make a point out of, experience. And so on that day I was there, I witnessed, I listened to him carefully when he made that promise of them reducing the Hajj fare drastically. Annie, we're not seeing that. And this bounce back to lies. We are not seeing that today. The Hajj fare is 530% increment, if you check. Today we are paying 75,000 Ghana cedis. And you know one funny thing about it now? A lot of young men and women are forced to go to Hajj through visa, which you do not get the opportunity and the excitement of Hajj when you go through visa. When you take a Saudi Arabia visa, board a flight individual, and travel to Hajj, you do not get that excitement when you go with Hajj board.
Oh, okay. How? Because the Hajj board see you through almost all the activities.
All the activities.
You are taken care of. You are guided. It's like a tour.
It's like a tour. You're being guided throughout. You'll be taught what to do at every point in time because the performance of Hajj is a whole lot.
So when you go on your own, when you go with visa, you're on your own?
You're on your own. One, you have to get your own hotel.
Is it cheaper to go with visa?
Yes, that is what I realized this time around. It's cheaper because when you get your visa, you'd have to pay $500 or more to for your ticket in and out, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
But the excitement that comes with it, you cannot find it. And when you are a first timer, then it means you just have to pray to God that you meet someone who is more experienced that can guide you through it. Say that at this point, this is what we have to do. At this point, this is what we have to do. But it's not going to be easy. And so initially, we used to have 12,500 people go to Hajj every year. It kept increasing, but as at last year, it was 12,500 people went to Hajj. But the funny part of it is that, and due to the cost of it, this time around we have about 8,000 who went through visa. And the Hajj board was able to fly 3,500.
Okay. From 12,000 reduced to 3,000.
3,000.
And we had 8,000 of them using visa.
Visa.
So in total, we had about 7,000 who were able to go. But the difference is the visa and those who went with the Hajj board.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is bad due to the cost of it.
Is it due to the cost?
Of course.
Have we found out from people who say
everybody would want to go to Hajj through the Hajj board?
Okay.
I remember when my mom was telling me that, look, no matter how rich you are, when you go to Hajj without Hajj board, you will not enjoy it. Because they have things they do in the night, they don't sleep, they recite Quran together, they do a whole lot of things together, and you get the excitement of it. My mother was telling me that she traveled, I think, last 2 years with visa. And then she was telling me that, look, the excitement of Hajj is when you go through the Hajj board. And so these 8,000 people who went through the Hajj board, they've been wanting the opportunity to go to Hajj, but the cost of it has been preventing them. And so after COVID, and then 2021, 2022, people realize that, oh, you can go through the visa, even though you not get the excitement of it. Why not just go and perform your rituals and do what you're supposed to do and then come back, even though that is not the best way to travel to Hajj. And so when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says he will reduce it, to me, I always say this, that if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says something, I trust him. I trust him not because I belong to his political party. I trust him not because I am an NDC communicator, but I trust him because I am yet to see someone giving me at least 5 things His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said that turns out to be false. And if you can give me at least 2, I'll be happy.
That turns out to be false?
Yes.
I'm not the one to give you.
Okay. And so I trust John Dramani Mahama. And I always say this, that look, if Muslims get the opportunity that, okay, fine, I am not going to reduce it drastically, but I'm going to take out some waivers from the 75,000. I think it's going to be an excitement to all of us. I said this before, I am a Muslim, a typical Muslim and a northerner, so I understand. I know my sister would disagree with me, but honestly, she is not a Muslim. And so she will not understand the sentiment of what we feel.
No, not necessarily.
Yes, but for me, how I feel, she wouldn't feel that way.
Oh, okay.
Because I would be excited to, pay for my dad to visit Hajj. I'd be excited to pay for my uncle, my sister, myself, to visit the Hajj. But due to the high cost of it, you can't afford it. And this is somebody who has promised his own people.
How the other promises made to the Muslim community, how is it coming up? We have the Zango Development Fund, at least I know that.
Because we are on Hajj, I didn't want to mix up things.
Yes, I know. But how is it? Because maybe by the development of the Zango communities, things might improve a little bit, and then it will help you embark on such journeys and stuff like that. But as it is now, what can you tell me about all those
Annie, let me tell you the truth. There are so many things Bawumia has promised his own people. One of them is the 16 senior high school. I'm saying this, that I'm waiting to see one that has been commissioned and have students. One, just one. That has been commissioned in one of our Zongo community. And then we have students attending that school. We do not have. My constituency, we've not received ours.
Which
not even as
which constituency?
I also not constituency.
Okay.
Not even one. Bawumia promised the people of Nima, both Bawumia and President Nana Addo, promised the people of Nima to turn Nima into Nima Villa. Whatever that plan was, I don't know. But then you can take your cameras to Nima right now and see the state of Nima.
After the Nima, after the Nima promise, I think it was just one of those things.
One of what?
I mean,
okay, one of his lies.
Oh no, I mean, I can't use the word lies. But Nima Villa, you know that in 8 years we can't have Nima Villa. I mean,
okay,
if Villa is what I'm seeing as Villa.
Okay, so Annie, why do you? What does Bawumia deprive from lying to his own people?
I didn't say he lied.
Oh, I'm not saying you said he lied, but I am saying because I am a Muslim, he's a Muslim. I'm from the north, he's from the north. So what joy does he derive from lying to us, his own people? But you were happy
when they gave you the promise. Were you not happy?
So why would you promise something you cannot fulfill to your own people, not any other people?
So, see, if a leader promises you, looking at the current state of Nima, and says, I'm going to change Nima into Nima Villa. If it's possible, you, the person, the listener, you will know. And if it's not possible, you will know. So why do you decide to believe in it, and then 8 years after you are complaining? If it's possible, you will know that this is possible.
Annie, you're trying to make it look like the Nima Villa was something that is impossible. Yet, a whole vice president made that promise to his own people. Okay, let's just...
I'm not trying to make it look like... I'm telling you that it was impossible to do that in 8 years.
But why would you say something that is impossible? Was it to just for votes? That is what we call lies. For you to say something just to make mockery out of your own people. That is what we call lies, Annie. And I'm not saying you said so, but it's Annie. How would you call it? A failed promise?
No, an impossible dream.
So Annie,
no, I mean
it's a lie.
It's not.
You just want to sugarcoat it so that it wouldn't look like, but it's a lie.
It can be that this is what I want to do, and I'll tell you this is what I want to do. What the vice president or the president failed to tell you. If you're writing objectives, they'll tell you that you can't write objectives without dates.
Okay.
You don't put timelines on objectives. They are not objectives. They are just ideas you've written down. Okay. But they become objectives when you have put dates to them. Did they put dates to this? I mean, the vice president and the president, when they gave you their promise, were there dates that within this period we're finishing Nima, making it turning into Nima Villa?
And you can Google and then you see.
No, there were no dates away. I'm telling you that there were no dates away. So they were not
so
objectives. They were just promises or ideas that were thrown out there.
What called for that promise? Did the people of Nima requested for Nima Villa?
Must you request for something good?
So if it's something that it cannot be materialized, why do you then go ahead to say it? And why should you be the one to be pushed against your own people? You get the point I am making. And one other thing is that Bawumia lied.
As you are landing.
Bawumia lied to the national chief imam. A whole national chief imam on a day of Eid. You are surprised, eh? Bawumia's lie has no limit, or you don't know. And you are surprised. You are surprised.
I'm waiting to hear you.
Oh, okay. Bawumia lied to his own chief imam on the day of Eid when he said to our chief imam that the king of Saudi Arabia is promising to build the medical school for the northern people on the day of it in front of our national chief imam. Annie, have you ever met the national chief imam before?
Yes, please.
Have you seen, were you able to look through his eyes on that day when you met him? It's difficult to look at the national chief imam because of the way he is.
We revere him. We use the word revere. Yeah, he's a revered.
You say revere, eh?
Yeah, he's a revered
Let me get
leader.
some English words be to keep in my dictionary. You understand? Baumia said on a, what do you call it? On the day of Eid, told we the Muslim who came to pray on that very day, including our national chief imam, looked through the eyes of the national chief imam and lied to him that the king of Saudi Arabia, I want to find the name of that man. Okay. Salam bin Abdul Aziz is going to finance a medical school, university, a medical university in the up north, including 42 secondary schools. Including 42 secondary schools. Annie, this was the biggest lie Baumia have peddled. And this is very shameful because you don't do that on the day of Eid after fasting for 30 days to ask for forgiveness. And then the next thing you will do is to lie to your own people.
Okay, why do you call it a lie? This is how CTFM captured it. Saudi keen to build medical university, 42 SHSs in northern region, Baumia. That's what you're talking about.
So they've built
Vice President Dr. Baumia has unveiled plans for the construction of medical university in the northern part of the country. The proposed university is part of the program from the Saudi government, which includes the construction of 42 senior high schools. Speaking at the Independence Square during the event to mark the Eid al-Adha, Dr. Baumia said the move, when implemented, will provide opportunities for the youth to pursue science-based courses and improved academic outcomes. The Vice President reiterated the government is committed to providing more opportunities to disadvantaged communities, particularly the Zangos, adding that the construction of the medical school in the north falls in line with his vision. This publication was done on the August 11, 2019.
Was it built, and was the medical school built?
No.
So, what is that one?
So which is the lie? Is it the Saudi Arabian government to
was there any initiative
to partner
like
with
that?
Ghana?
Has Ghana received?
Or is the failure to build the school?
Of course.
The failure to build the school.
Of course.
Okay.
So if Saudi Arabia has had, they've had the plans to build a school for the people of the northern region, and then you said so. You said which year?
2019.
How long now?
We're in 2024 now.
So what have you seen?
Hey, now you're asking me questions.
I'm not asking you. Because I don't want to say something so that it will look like I am the one saying
you tell me
it.
what you have seen.
No, you just read it. So
I was researching.
I'm only saying this so that we all understand that I am not peddling this. I'm not saying this to implicate the vice president.
Okay, I haven't seen the school.
So what is that one to Annie?
It's not a lie. It's just failure.
So, Annie, why do you keep saying it's a failure?
Since you're asking me questions, I want to give you my answers.
Annie, why do you keep saying it's a failure when clearly you could see that, look, Islam has some principles when it comes to lie. And so that is when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ always say that in as much as you are not able to do something or you will not be able to do something, do not mention it.
Oh.
Yes.
That's
Annie,
what the Quran says.
Yes. Annie, assuming on this panel discussion, and then somebody heard from someone that Sada sitting on Metro TV said Baumia is a liar. That person who is going to say it should say it as if he was told by someone and not that he watched himself.
Okay.
That is how far Islam is against lies. And so even when somebody told you, and indeed that is what Sada said, when you're telling a story to the third party, let the third party understand that I heard this from Annie, that Sada said so and so. So what is it if it is not a lie? You say this to your national, that day everybody clapped and jumped in joy. 2019, we are in 2024. And one other thing is that 2016, before His Excellency John Dramani Mahama left office, he went to Accra High School. That was after a girl from, what do you call that secondary school? There is this girl in Ashanti region, a secondary school girl who was denied wearing hijab. It became a news.
Yeah.
And so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama at Wa Secondary School declared that Muslims girls' child should be allowed to wear their hijabs. His Excellency lost power in 2016. Glory be to God, we had a Muslim vice president. It's been 8 years, and this is one thing Ghanaians, Muslims, cherish so much. And you know, we do not like to be seen without our scarves. No matter who a Muslim is, she will not allow the hair to be seen. It's been 8 years, and we are yet to see a move from the man who claims to be a Muslim and representing Muslims. And so there are so many of the lies Bawumia have peddled that if you're going to talk about it, we'll go over and over again. And that is the difference between Bawumia and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I am telling you, Annie, that I trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when he says that he's going to work, because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is the one that built the Hajj village. At that time, before that time, we go to Hajj, and then the struggle before you leave from airport to Hajj is not easy. John Dramani Mahama sat back and then thought of it and said, no, why don't I put something so that they can be there and fly straight from Hajj village? And then he put up Hajj village for the Muslim. So if such a man that nobody demanded it from him, he didn't make promises on that, was able to make that for Muslims, we trust that he's going to work drastically to change and reduce the price of Hajj to make it more affordable to all Muslims across the world, across the nation.
All right. Let me have Apienyane come in. You've been listening to her for quite some time.
Yes.
Yes. So this is, well, we're celebrating Eid, and that's why we're having this holiday. And this is the promise being made by former President Mahama. Dr. Bawumia is also saying that, well, elections shouldn't be about, after elections you should come there, but it shouldn't be about ethnicity and religion, but should be about ideas and all that. What you make of some of the issues that Haji has also said?
Okay, so a good morning to you and to all Ghanaians. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the Muslims on celebrating, quote unquote, the big festivity, which we call the Eid al-Adha. I realized my sister in her submission was always mentioning the fact that I'm not a Muslim, and so I should have shallow knowledge on whatever goes on with the Muslims. I'm sorry to disappoint her, though not a practicing Muslim, but I can say to some extent, I am so exposed to the Islamic religion and everything that has to do with Islam. I come from Bolga, and though my parents...
My people?
Yeah.
Have you heard that Bolga people are my people?
No, I'm not aware. You're not telling me.
Oh, then you're not from Bolga.
Oh, okay.
Go and find out from your people. Yes. Bolga people are my people. I love to discuss their issues.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And so... my daddy moved from Sirko and came to Sabonzongo, which is in Bolga. So I was born, and if I can say this, bred and buttered in Bolga Sabonzongo, meaning that I grew along with my Muslim brothers and sisters. And so everything that has to do with Hajj, I have known about it for a very long time. I remember when we were kids, when they come back from Hajj, we'll go to their houses for, they call it Ruwan Zamzam. It's a holy water.
Say that again.
Ruwan Zamzam.
Ruwan Zamzam.
Ruwa is water.
Ruwa.
Yes.
Zamzam.
Yes.
What's Zamzam?
Zamzam is the water from Mecca.
The Holy Land. And it has a lot of spiritual this thing to it. It is believed that it can cure a lot of sicknesses. I think it's the same water that Naaman went and took his bath, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That healed him.
That healed
what
him.
we have in the Bible.
Yes. I think it's the same water. And so Hajj is nothing that is so new to me. And currently, even the Hajj board CEO happens to be Alhaji Farouk, who comes from Bolga and also from Sabonzongo. Alhaji, Kolaya. Let me also use this opportunity to greet my Muslim people in Bolga. The chief imam, who happens to be the original chief imam, Sheikh Umar, happens to be a very close friend of mine, whom I can go to anytime I want to sit with him and to have a lengthy discussion. And Sheikh has been a wonderful chief imam for Bolga and the Upper East. So let me greet him and say, Alaji, Kolaya. By next year, this time, I know that all that your prayers will be answered. So, Hajj. Hajj has been a pilgrimage that has been done by a lot of Muslims. Honestly speaking, I have always known people who are very rich to be the people that go to or go for Hajj. Because Hajj has always been so expensive. It's not today, dating back to so many years. And so those days, if you hear that somebody is Al-Haji or Hajia, you know the person is coming from a good place. The person is coming from a place where there is so much money. Because that pilgrimage is not just for the poor. Let's be honest. It has never been for the poor. It has always been for the rich and the privileged in society to go. Though they are all supposed to go, which is both the poor and the rich. But if, excuse me to say, the famiko is not there, how do you do it? And so
I think I agree with you, but because growing up, when I see Al-Haji and Hajia,
yes.
like, hey, you know, yes,
you should know.
They're rich within the Muslim community.
Yes.
However, things are changing.
Things are
and almost
changing.
Everybody wants to have
go.
the experience.
And I can say for a fact that the political twist to plays a role, where politicians, they've made it more easy, like they've made it so easy for people to have access to Hajj. You know, she was talking about the fact that some people go through unapproved routes to, what do you call it, Hajj. Honestly speaking, I don't know if
No, she didn't say that. She said
it.
Either they go through Togo or visa, by visa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know,
but that's unapproved.
It's unapproved.
If you have to go to Hajj.
Yes, actually, it's illegal.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's very illegal.
Oh,
and
that's
to
what it means.
encourage this kind of practice is unfortunate, especially on a national television.
No,
please.
no. Let's lay
Yes,
lay
so
the
I'm
facts
just,
right
I'm
now.
just trying
So
to say that if people are practicing,
she was not encouraging. She was only giving statistics of persons that
taken the
that took the route of visa.
Because you know, Annie, may God forbid if something happens to you there. Who answers?
Nobody will account
Nobody
for it.
accounts for that. And another thing is that, you see, the whole Hajj pilgrimage, it's a full package. They go there and stay for at least 1 good month. And throughout their stay, it is the Hajj board that takes care of their transportation, both internally and externally. And apart from transportation, you talk about their feeding. Even the accommodation. I don't know if you've had the opportunity of interacting with people who pass through the right channel. If you see where they are stay, the place that they stay, very decent accommodation. And they are fed 3 times. And they are given the right, like, transportation. So you don't have to do your own internal arrangement. Everything has been arranged for you. And they make sure that when you are there, medical-wise, everything, they send their own doctors and nurses in case you are sick or anything. They take care of you. May God forbid, but if you should happen to die on the journey, Hajj board will still bring you back home if that is what your people want. What about those who took the other? Yes. How do you get back your people? If something happens, because I remember somewhere last year there was a video circulating where the people in Saudi were chasing illegal migrants into those who were in their country and they were not affiliated to any country. If only she'll be honest. Maybe on a later time she can talk about that. She can address it. Okay. They were flogged.
So when you go to
people
Israel,
were flogged.
I've been on Israel pilgrimage before.
Okay.
Most of the groups that come to visit are all in an organized group.
Yes, that is how it's supposed to be.
there are tall guys who, and then there are the what's it called, the pilgrimage organizers, yes, who are the ones in charge of groups. Yes. So everywhere visited is guided by the pilgrimage organizers and the leaders.
And everything is done.
So that's how it's done at Hajj.
Same thing.
So if they see you without being with a group, but you're in the country with a visa, or at Hajj with a visa, you're going to be chased out?
Yes, they will chase you out. You don't have the right papers to practice the what do you call it, the religious ritual that they will be doing. You don't have it. You need to secure a proper visa to be able to partake in that kind of what do you call it, the ritual that they do. Actually, they've been flogging illegal migrants.
Wow.
Yes, they arrest some. I saw a video. I'm not saying this out of whatever.
I don't want us to confuse illegal migrants to Mecca.
No,
with
you can actually
people who have traveled to Saudi to embark on the Hajj practice. Do you understand?
Yes.
I don't want us to confuse the two.
Yes.
Because for illegal migrants, they suffer everywhere, in every country.
Yes.
But I have just got my visa to travel to Saudi Arabia for Hajj. How will I be flogged for that reason?
No. Those people, if only they'll be honest with you, they don't secure visas that allows them to partake in the ritual, the religious ritual. They are not allowed. This is a fact. You need to get the right, you know, even the tour guides, you need something for them to say, yes, you are part of these people, these tourists who are coming to do this before they allow you do some things. It's the same thing. Look.
So individuals cannot secure, individuals cannot secure the tickets or the rights to be part of the practice.
I don't think it is possible. All I know is that, which I have seen a documentary where illegal, because they you know, we have visitors.
Yes.
What do they call it? Passports.
Yes.
We have people that are there purposely to perform Hajj. They've been made specific. Like, they are specialized visas that you need to go ask for. And so if you ask for one that doesn't prescribe that you will be partaking in the religious ritual and you are caught, you will be classified as...
That's normal.
That's why I said...
That's very normal.
Yes, if you are caught, because you don't have the right...
Because I think I can apply for visa to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
I'm not a Muslim. I mean, if I'm wrong, the US can also educate us. I think I have the right to go for Saudi Arabia visa and then seek for the the pilgrimage ticket as well. And even if I'm alone, once I have I've been given the tickets to go through the ritual, I'll be allowed without necessarily being with any group. Do you get my point? Without necessarily being, once I've gone through the procedure. No,
you won't be allowed.
So individuals are not allowed. Is that what you're saying?
Not that they are not allowed, provided you have secured the right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but where you don't, because this is where most of them fall out.
Okay.
They only get the chance to enter the country, but they don't have the right papers to perform the Hajj. And this makes you an illegal maybe a participant, if I should put it that way. And honestly speaking, it is a practice that is not supposed to be encouraged because it is also a source of income to that country. Let's not forget. And so they are also looking at their interest of making cash out of the what do you call it? The pilgrimage. So if they catch you, of course, they can, excuse me to say, if it is prosecute you or whatever, they have the right to do so because it is something that is, you need to acquire the right, what do you call it, permissions or whatever it is to be able to practice it. And so, let's not encourage it. I know, like she was talking about through the other means where they secured about 50,000. The truth is that Togo, it doesn't cover your accommodation. It doesn't cover your accommodation. It doesn't cover a whole lot of things that...
How do you know?
No.
Does it cover the accommodation? Those who went through Togo.
Just like Hajj borders. Everything covers everything.
So you're saying that should it cover your accommodation, you still come back to 75,000?
Yes, because as I said, there are other things that comes with it, that the package that you may not get it elsewhere. Where I talked about the fact that when you are sick, it's the hardboard that takes care of you. And may God forbid, if you should lose your life, there'll be the same people to bring you back home. Honestly speaking, let's not politicize this Hajj pilgrimage, because if you look at the prices, it has always been, or it has always seen an increment since dated back to somewhere 2008 when Kufuor was president. You realize that the amount was just somewhere around 4,000 Ghana cedis. But now, I remember before the NDC left power, they were doing over 10,000 Ghana cedis, or is it 20,000? Let me see if I can get the figures. But we all know the global crisis. The dollar hasn't been it hasn't treated a lot of currencies well globally. It's not only in Ghana. Globally, people have seen a surge in their Hajj prices. I have a list of countries here who are paying. We have Equatorial Guinea, which paid $8,600. We have other countries like Mauritania, they paid somewhere $7,300, and it goes on and on and on. The truth of the matter is that if we are going to make Hajj very cheap, then it means that we may be shortchanging some benefits or some things that they should benefit as pilgrims. That is to say, their place of accommodation. They may be looking for a substandard place for them to stay, which wouldn't be a good thing, you understand. And maybe the food, everything comes with the quality. We may not have the privilege of comparing their place of accommodation to our place of accommodation at a stand, or the quality of food that they take, or the quality of medical attention that they will get, and other resources that comes with the whole package. But the honest truth is that nobody has passed through the hands of hardboard and has come with any form of complaint. We haven't heard any complaint from them so far that they haven't treated us well, they haven't given us value for our money, they haven't prioritized our interest. So far, everything has been smooth with Hajj. And so let's encourage hardboard, and let's try to find ways of probably in future making it easy. We all know right now government cannot afford to
When you
subsidize.
say making it easy, what do you mean?
Making it easy so that...
As in making it less costly?
Less costly.
So it's expensive now?
It is a bit expensive. As I stated earlier, it has never really been for everybody. That is the honest truth. And even the Muslims understand this, that it has always been a very expensive venture. And I know some Muslims who decided to even sell their own houses in order to go for Hajj. It has never come cheap. Let's be honest. Let's stop trivializing the whole thing and making it look like the Hajj board is intentionally putting so much.
But to have over 500% increase from 2016.
30%.
Yes, that's what I said, over.
That's why
to now, from 2016 to now, over 500%. Is that not something that you probably may want to look into?
That's why I said we cannot run away from the fact that the global inflation that we are experiencing has no impact. It has an impact because the hard fares are pegged using the dollar rate. There's nothing we can do about it.
You see, so we're back to we're back to this dollar rate issue,
yes,
right? And we may want to compare ourselves to just our neighbors, Ivory Coast.
Yes,
Togo.
that is why I was talking about the package too. It may also be the package. The two of us may say we lodged at a hotel. Probably you decided to opt for a hotel that will cost you about 2,500 Ghana cedis a night. And I may just go for 250 Ghana cedis per night. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is that we both had a place to stay. But are we looking at the cost component? Are we actually paying attention to the itemized cost? What we are paying and what they are paying, and the quality of what Hajj is given to our people. That is what I want to make a distinction here. You understand? So the quality of service is another thing. We may not have details. We may not have the privilege of comparing where they are staying to where the Ivorians or the what do you call it, Burkinabés are staying. But one thing I do know, and I have seen videos.
That's an attempt of trivializing the issue.
No, I'm not trivializing.
Because
that's what I'm talking about.
What you're trying to do.
That's why I'm talking about itemizing and quoting actual figures.
Right. So
for each of these components that I earlier on mentioned.
So hold on. What you're trying to do is you're trying to compare what the value we're giving.
Yeah, because you wanted us to compare with our neighbors.
We're trying to compare the details of where they stay, the food they eat.
Yes, we may have to do that.
Okay.
Because if you are given a ballpark figure and you are not able to itemize it and properly give the right amounts to each of the items, you may not appreciate it. I may go, that is why I decided to use hotels that cost like 2,500. And there are others too that cost as low as 250 Ghana cedis. And so we may not know. Probably it could be the place of accommodation. It could also be our choice of medical health care that we want to give to our people. It could also be the quality of food that we give to our people. That is why I said to have a better appreciation of what goes into the cost, we need to pay attention and do a proper comparison of the items and the quality of items that are given to these pilgrims from each of these countries.
Okay.
And that will give us a better understanding of why the cost is like that. And I have made it clear that I may not have the itemized cost per country, but I believe this may be one of the reasons. That is it. And apart from that, I also mentioned about the global, what they call it, dollar rate that is bashing almost every country. We can never, ever underestimate the impact of that. And to talk about what...
I'm just having feedback that your lock is interfering with the mic. So if you can just shift this one to the back.
Here?
No, your hair.
My hair?
Yes.
Okay, so
just throw it to the back. Hi, exactly. It's hitting your mic, so it was giving feedback. Right.
All right. Okay, sorry.
No problem.
So, I don't know if you are okay with that, and maybe I can proceed. Or
well, I mean, since you are sticking to that idea, I can't do much about it because we all don't have the nitty-gritty of what other countries or what our neighbors are giving to their pilgrims.
Don't say we all.
And even we
in exception of
I'm going to have my time with her. I'm not done. I'm supposed to even rebut on some of the...
Don't worry, go ahead. You still have time.
Yes,
so
go ahead. Honestly speaking, I know how she is, so probably you may need to have her to comport
she will not
she doesn't need to actually interject.
Okay.
Because when she was having her time, I didn't do any of those
yes,
things.
sure, go ahead.
So, as I said, I don't know what goes into the costs.
So let me ask you this. Is it possible for the cost to come down now? Is it possible for the cost?
Yes,
I'm not waiting for former President Mahama to come and reduce costs. Is it possible for it to come down now?
Annie, if only you know this. Last year, the amount that they paid is the same thing that is pegged this year. I don't know if you are aware of that. So government had to go out of its way to subsidize it this time around, because if you are comparing the dollar rates last year and this year, you realize that there has been a change. But government decided that no, if we don't come in, there's a possibility that our Muslims wouldn't be able to partake in this year's Hajj. And so they pegged it at the same amount that they paid last year. This tells you that they have gone out of their way to subsidize some of the things that our Muslim brothers will be paying. Honestly speaking, I know that if it were to be for Al-Hajj Bawumia and the Hajj board and even the Muslim community, every Muslim in Ghana would love to go on this pilgrimage. But it's unfortunate that this cannot be possible for almost everybody. And so for now, I know government will continue to find a way to probably make it easier for more Muslims to embark on this pilgrimage, because we all know the importance and the significance of this pilgrimage to their faith. And as I said, some go out of their way to even sell properties, landed properties, just to go through Hajj. I know a woman who saved for more than 50 years just to go for Hajj. And so it doesn't come cheap. It has never been cheap, and I don't think that they can do any magic. Let me quote his own candidate. He said he cannot do magic. And it is the same thing. This is not about doing magic with it. He cannot do magic. He has said it, and I know it's going to be the same thing. Honestly speaking.
Former President.
Former President, JDM. He said it, that he is not a magician. And so I don't think he can actually do anything about it. He said it. I'm not saying it. He said it. Honestly speaking, at times I find it a bit worrying that early in the morning, we come to sit here, we want to talk to Ghanaians, and all we do is to bastardize. All we do is to spew words that are unkind. At times, it's too early for that. I realized that in her submission, she used lie. And meanwhile, excuse me to say, you have lied on several occasions on this particular platform. But you don't say liar. In the game of politics, which you are not a novice, if I may say, you know fully well that politicians are forward-thinking people. They are always the optimists. They want to say things that they think they can do. And you know, and this is something that both of us can say, and we'll say it's true. We've all had our own life goals. We've set what they call it for ourselves to achieve. And it is not all the time that we are able to achieve them. But one indicator that your vision or whatever you've set for yourself, your goals, you are achieving something, is when you realize that you've actually made a lot of gains more than a lot of failures. Then you can put yourself on that pedestal that I'm doing something positive. And that is what this government has done. This government has been able to make a lot of promises to Ghanaians, though some not fulfilled, but majority of our promises, we've been able to fulfill them. If even we didn't actually get probably a score of 80%, but to get a score of more than 50% sells a lot.
Who gave the score?
Yes, I don't know whether you've come across.
Who gave the score of the 50%?
I'm coming. I don't know whether you've seen this work by Imani Ghana before this election. The score they gave to the government so far, historic. No government has been able to achieve, based on their manifesto, what we say we will do and what we've been able to do. No government so far in the Fourth Republic has been able to achieve it. We are the only government in the history of the Fourth Republic to achieve more than 50% of our manifesto promises to Ghanaians. And so you don't sit here and rubbish our gains as though it's nothing. One thing I've realized is that going into this election, what we should be doing is comparing our scorecard, comparing what we have been able to achieve versus what they have been able to achieve. But excuse me to say, this is my view, and this is how I see it, that a lot of, media houses are deviating from this agenda, which is comparing our scorecards, what we said we will do, what we've been able to do, and what we've not been able to do. Let's try to quantify it. Let's try to give it a specific, quantification, maybe in percentage-wise or whatever. Let's do that. And let's show this. You said you would do this, and yes, we couldn't do 1 or 2 things, but we're able to do 3 or 4 things. Why are we not talking about those things?
You're sure media houses are deviating from that?
No, I said some. I didn't say all.
Yeah, but you are sure
yes,
some media
because,
houses are deviating from that? Because,
in your prelude, I realized, when I was sitting in the TV room, I realized that you were playing a lot of videos and all was centered on this government only. You have forgotten that, I don't know, it's like you've forgotten that we are actually in an election year. And so if you are talking about some of our negatives, in as much as possible, I would like to see a balanced view where you bring what John Dramani Mahama, let's not forget, we are going into an election where our vice president has never been a president before. He is not a president. He was an enabler. He was one that was carrying the vision of another. He was one that believed in the vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And I remember when we went to UPSC, when the venerable, the vice president, the first-class vice president, as he was well described, first-class vice president. I know we'll be talking about that one.
In the person of Dr. Bawumia.
Dr. Bawumia. In his speech, he made mention that I'll be my own man and I have my own vision for Ghana, and I will work hard to ensure that my vision is realized. This is a man whose integrity has never been questionable. He has been so hardworking from day one he was mentioned or pronounced or introduced to Ghanaians as the running mate to Akufo-Addo. And so let's not trivialize some things. Let's not try to peg people with names that do not fit them. In as much as you are trying to wear him that cloak or whatever it is that you people are trying to do, which I'm talking to whoever, let's not do that.
You're also using certain words that are not appropriate.
Sorry. For lack of a better word, probably I slipped. But that is not the normal me. And so, as I was saying, I realized she was using it on a frequently, and you never drew her attention that don't do this. Let's be guided. Let's be measured. I know you are here to sell your candidate. I am equally here to also sell my candidate and to also defend him when and where necessary. And so that tag, and I will appreciate it that going forward, let's desist from.
She doesn't repeat
those. Yes, it's not the best. And you see,
you can call something a lie, but you cannot call a person a liar.
Sure,
it's as simple as that.
Sure.
And to be fair, I'm drawing your attention to it. He has said something, he hasn't been able to do it. Okay, that was a lie. It's okay.
So when one lie is what?
He's not a liar.
Okay.
Not on this platform.
So when one lie on this platform,
he's not a liar on this platform. No.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes. And so I'm happy that we've been able to rectify this. So going forward, that will be fine. I remember she said that we should mention if there is anything we can say that his candidate said and didn't deliver. Yes. Honestly, there are a lot.
Yes.
There are a lot. You know, he promised 10 colleges of education. We've not seen them. We haven't seen them.
You've not seen them?
No.
10 colleges?
No.
When do you want to see it?
No, that's what I'm saying. She said it. She challenged me, isn't it? She challenged me. We've not seen it. So can I equally go that way? They understand. It doesn't speak well. There are a lot. There are numerous of them. Honestly, as I said, I always want to look at talking about the positives more than the negatives, because this country cannot wait to have a leader that is visionary and can drive this country to the better place that we all are envisaging.
Okay.
And I know the best person is our own Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Thank you.
Okay, so why you wanted to say something? You had a good time to speak with me. So let me take a breather. I'll be back shortly. We're still on the issue of leadership. There's a book, a new book that has come out, and it talks about leadership, focusing on the person, Dr. Bawumia, and maybe some of the comments he's made, his office itself, what it brought into Ghana's democracy, and some other few things. We'll talk about it. And it was the AFA. It's Dr. H.A. Sikaranko. I'll be back shortly. We'll have a bite on that. Welcome back to the program, Barcelona. Good morning, Ghana. Let me just pick a few of some messages that's come in before I go into the guests. Well, I'm still in the studio with Hajia Sada Hassan, a member of the NDC communications team. Also, Tabita Apenyere Ayila is also a member of the NPP communications team. Good morning, Annie. Tabita is saying, she's saying that we should be a reverse, okay. Hajj should be a reserve for the rich, and who even said the rich have so much money to spend, hence not bothered about the high cost of Hajj. The illegal route she is condemning is on the ascendancy because of the unprecedented high cost of the Hajj under the supervision of the so-called Muslim VIP. No amount of, well, he's a Muslim VIP. No amount of defense will save Al-Hajj Bawumia the tough times he has put all Ghanaians through as the head of the EMT. We will vote for John Dramani Mahama, you say, and together we will build the Ghana that we want. So Evans Dinko Gary says that, Annie, good morning. The lies promises is legendary. This man has a way of celebrating the first promise. He normally lobbies for the presence of prominent people such as our revered chief imam, like promised he's... Oh. Okay, you are talking about the promise of the Saudi king. The word you use, I won't read it. But Dr. Bawumia came to the Northern Region Assembly to assembled all paramount chiefs and overlord of Dagbang and cut sword for an interchange only to end up giving us one-lane flyover. And you remember the famous Polygu multipurpose dam where he brought the father, his father and revered overlord of Nairi and all other paramount chiefs from the Upper East region to the project site to scam them again. These people, their cup is full, you see, we tire. Okay, so Tabitha says he's not a liar. If the thing is not done, just say maybe he's a liar or something. Okay, Kobina Dekoka says that, Annie, the impression the lady is giving is wrong. Please check. Before Hajj board, people were going to Mecca on their own. Even now, people fly from Ghana on their own. I think I corrected that. People can go on their own. What we established is if you don't have the actual permission to perform Hajj and you try to partake, then that will be illegal, which is very normal, of course. You have to go through the procedure, even if you're going as an individual, right? So nobody with a Saudi visa who is a Muslim will be deported when he or she goes to Mecca. I have lots of friends who went to Mecca without Hajj, and Hajj was brought on board to assist those who are not able to do so on their own for government to subsidize. Thank you. But Annie, let the lady know, she's called Tabitha, that during GM time, the government had arranged with BOG to fix a rate for Hajj. Therefore, if dollar went up, the Hajj rate remained same. No, okay, the non-magician was able to use his brains to keep the Hajj fare low. So please, I said that I should watch the time. Okay, thank you. Former MP Honorable Tabaji says, good morning, Annie. Asked Tabitha, where did JDM say he was not a magician? If indeed JDM did say he is not a magician, under what circumstances did he say he was not a magician? Okay, so I have challenged the MPP communicators across various media platforms, and they could not say so. So Tabitha should not join these people. She is a fine communicator, and if she wants to make a good name in the communication field, she should speak with facts. Absolutely nowhere did JDM say he's not a magician. Okay, Annie, let MPP know that let them continue to be praising themselves. 7 December is around the corner, and they will hear Bobole Bobo Alhaji from Ashaiman. Okay, Aisha, I've heard your message. Good morning to you. But Honorable Atawase said that if she is not able to give you facts, then I will send you the facts. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Let me give you just a few minutes for rebuttal, but we'll dwell more on the what's it called? The Zongo Development Fund. The Zongo Development Fund.
Annie.
Yes.
You see, when I started my submission, I said something, but my sister misunderstood me, and then she took it in a different way, and then she started misquoting me. I said that I am a Muslim, okay? When you are on the roadside, and it was just like Bawumia when he was campaigning in 2016. When you are on the bench, you feel the player is not playing well and that the player is not getting control over the ball. But when you get on the pitch, that is where you understand the reality of football. She said, I said she's not a Muslim and that she has, idea and about. Entirely, she was not able to give you facts. Every country that goes with Hajj board under the Ministry of Saudi Arabia Tourism, they have almost the same package. All the countries, Europe, American, they don't have. And so that is where they go to Hajj with the tourism visa. I am not encouraging that Ghanaians should go to Hajj with the tourism visa. And that also is not illegal. But you don't get, I made mention of that in my submission, that you don't get the luxuries that comes with Hajj board. But however, looking at the cost of Hajj, are we now saying that the Hajj is reserved for just the rich people? Is that what we are saying? Is that what Tabitha is telling her people in the north? That because you are not rich, because you have a deprived community, because lack of development there is a lack of development in your region and your constituency. So wait until when you become rich to go to Hajj. Is that what Tabitha is telling her own people?
Yeah, but that's what I told her, that maybe times are changing. People, awareness have been created.
And
people, everybody wants to be a part of it.
It's not really about time changing.
It's no
Everybody wants to go to Hajj. If you are truly a Muslim and you know what Hajj is, Annie, some people go to Hajj and when they get to the Kaaba, they cry out of joy. And today, Annie is sitting here telling us that Hajj is meant for the rich.
Annie.
And so, Tabitha is telling us that Hajj is meant for the rich. And for that matter, the poor should keep being poor because this government has not made any provision for the poor to become rich.
Well, not exactly. But she says...
I'm glad you said not exactly.
Yeah, not exactly. But she sought to say that Hajj has always been for privileged people who are rich. His
Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Evans Atamils took power when Hajj was about 4,000, 5,000 thereabouts. And so if John Dramani Mahama, after 8 years leaving power, it was 11,900. She was not even able to give you the adequate figure. But I am giving it to her as a form of education. 11,900. And then a government that said that someone is incompetent. Look, it's about time the NPP communicators stopped giving us the moral advice on what to say and what not to say. If you say, Annie, be honest with me on this platform. If I tell you, hello, Annie, are you at the office? I'm on my way coming, and I don't come. Tomorrow I call you, Annie, are you at the cafeteria? Okay, I'm on my way coming, and I don't come. The third time when I tell you I am coming, will you trust me? No, you won't. And that makes me what? A liar.
No.
But what?
You told a lie.
I told a lie. So if you take the told out of it, who am I? A liar.
You are Hajia.
These same people called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama incompetent and a liar. Today the NPP communicators are giving us moral lessons on what to say or not, what not to say. If John Dramani Mahama is fit to call a liar because, an incompetent because, dollar at that time was 3 cedis, 80 pesos, at most 4 cedis, 20 pesos. And today dollar is almost 16 cedis. And that is why the people traveling to Hajj are suffering. That is what, and look, Annie, she was saying that if you compare last year Hajj fee with this year, they have not made increments. It was because last year during the Hajj, the dollar was even higher than now, if you remember. And so if they rated it...
During the Hajj period?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was about 18. And so if at that time they rated it around 18 and they got that 7,500, now it's 16. So they cannot make any increment.
Case for it.
So that is not something the government have done. That is not an achievement of the government. And so let's get that straight. Togo even gives more what do you call it, juicy accommodation more than Ghana. Look, there's a video circulating. I've been looking for that video to show. There is this woman who found herself stranded on the streets of Hajj. She followed Hajj board. And people have been complaining. And aside that, the cost of it.
What do you mean is she went with the Hajj board?
Yes.
But she was still stranded.
Stranded.
When?
Oh, there is this year Hajj.
This year?
Yes, I'm looking for
This current one that they are not back?
This current one.
Oh, wow, okay.
This current one, Togo gives even better than what Ghana is giving. Nigeria does the same. Ivory Coast does the same. What we are saying is that I expect the MPP communicators to sympathize with Ghanaians and then bow their head in shame because it is this same candidate whose wife portrayed as economic genius. It is this same candidate who the president confided his trust in him by saying that I am not an economist, and for that matter, I am bringing Baumia to solve the economic crisis. Today, the dollar is 15 cedis, and we are all having the effect of it. And then you are telling me what to call Baumia and what not to call Baumia. If you are indeed a Muslim, and I bet you that your last prayer is to be in Mecca to perform your Hajj. That is the dream of every Muslim. That is the only thing a Muslim cherishes so much. And so when you make promise,
I think that's what you did not get. You know, no matter what you learn about the Islamic religion, it's not like being a Muslim yourself.
Well.
Yeah.
So let us get this straight. When Baumia was making promise of reducing the Hajj fare drastically, was that not politics? Why is she now telling me that let's stop politicizing it? Who in the first place started politicizing it? Baumia took advantage of the vulnerability of the Zongo community, forgetting the fact that we now have intellectuals among us. We now have people who understand what they are doing. And for that matter, you cannot just come and then do whatever, say whatever you want to say to them and then go away. You came to Nima knowing very well that Nima is dominated by Muslims. Nima is dominated by your own people. And then you made that promise of reducing.
Just a moment on the Nima point. Let me just a quick, give me just some few minutes. Let me fix your mic. I think they're having challenges with your sound so that viewers can appreciate what you're saying. So a few minutes and then we can get into that, but well, as you try to fix that, let me just remind viewers of.
I mean, I'm sending you the video of the woman.
Oh, you found it?
Yes, I found it.
Okay, great. So send it to me. No, thanks.
You can play for
A. Okay, so Game Park Games says that what you, if you want to have some wealth on you, remember that Who's Got the Moolah Got the Power, and Ghana's newest lottery games draws live on Adom TV 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. So join and be a part of it. But also let me remind you that Betway Cash House says that Ayesoko Akosobo Dam is big, but Betway Cash House is bigger. So Betway is giving you way more control over your thrilling bets you place and enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash outs in Ghana. Betway, without hassle. Sign up today on betway.com. Not for persons under 18, regulated by the Gaming Commission. And also Blue Jeans energy drinks, having been on the market for 20 years, it's still letting you know that it's still around, and it gives you vitamins spanning from vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, taurine and guarana as well, and then which are also known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best on the market. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on and grab a can today to power your day. It's across nationwide. For budget cash and carry, contact them there on 0208 128 190 or 0550010000. And so Blue Jeans energy drink is also across nationwide. I'm still in the studio with Haja Sada Al Hassan, who's a member of the NDC communications team, and also Tabita Apianyere Ali Ayila, who's a member of the MPP communications team. Let me go back to, okay, I'll take a quick break. Is the video ready? Okay, let me take that break. Just give me a moment. I'll be back shortly.
Mubashi saying
Wait, is that the video?
Malam John. Atakbir! 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 We should never allow religion to divide us. The MPP brings people together. We have fought elections on issues. We have elected people on merit. We will not make elections a fight about you being a Muslim or you being a Christian. It is about what you can do for the people of Ghana, your vision and what you can do. So let us stick to the issues.
Welcome back to the program. Apologies for the sound problem there. So,
my clarification, my viewers have gotten it.
I hope so too.
And so clearly, there is nothing like illegal migrants in Hajj. What they clarify, those she said she saw that are being caned in Hajj are those who travel to Saudi Arabia and have been working there illegally. Annie, are you getting me?
Yes.
Working there illegally for some time and then try to make their way to perform the Hajj. That is illegal. But when you take the tourist visa and you get to Hajj in Saudi Arabia, you only have to pay for a tag that would allow you perform the Hajj the same way. Even though I always say this, Annie, let me state this record straight. I am not encouraging that. I am not encouraging that. But every Muslim's wish is to be in Hajj. If the will of Allah is done and we are all in Hajj at the same time, we'll be happy. But the cost of it, and who caused it? Who caused it? The rate at which the dollar is running after the same man who said, I have arrested the dollar and given the key to IGP. The same man who said that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Today, that same dollar is giving Muslims headache in going to Hajj. Look.
Yes, but don't forget the latter explanation he added. That when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
So that is why we say... But
when the exchange rate moves, it does not necessarily mean the fundamentals are weak.
Okay, so this is the same man in 2016. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. When he's in power because he wants to escape accountability, because he wants to maneuver his way as he has always done, by finding a narrow way of, keeping his, I will not call him a lie, but his lies. And he then says that when the exchange rate is high, it doesn't mean the fundamentals are weak. And this is the second gentleman of the land. A man that our children should look at and then emulate and be proud of.
Okay.
This is what a Muslim for that matter. And let me give you this scenario. I do business with a particular lady called Benis. I go to her every 2 weeks to pick my items and then I pay the old ones and then she gives me new ones. One day I got to her and then she said that, I asked her, I forgot the amount I'm supposed to give her. She said, I don't write. As for you, dear, I don't write what you buy. I say, why? I write, but you should also be writing. Because she has a book, she writes creditors, what do you call it? And she said, you know one thing, I trust Muslims. And so when I'm doing business with Muslims, I don't write because I know they will not take my money.
I see.
Yes. Late last year, or let me use the correct word. I went to her and I was like, hey, I'm owing you. She said, hey, wait, let me take the book. Now I write. I said, you write? She said, but me has made me understood that even Muslims lie.
I didn't know you were going to conclude that way.
Annie, I am being honest with you.
Really? So the woman has started taking account because of Dr. Bawumia?
Of course, because she realized that when the man says this today, the next day he either says I am joking about it, or it turns out to be false.
Okay, but a quick one.
Okay.
The woman, I have understood the Dr. Bawumia part, but the woman's video, have you cross-checked to, you know,
is it the wrong video?
No. I mean, to determine if she was or she went with the Hajj
She
board.
went with Hajj.
Do you know her?
I know somebody that knows
her. And she was processed with the Hajj board.
With the Hajj board.
Okay, so I think this one, Tabitha must have the video at least. I'm sending it to you, Tabitha.
You know what?
So that they check. Because if it's this year, okay, that's a video on the screen.
You see,
and we have not confirmed yet as Metro TV.
So you have to confirm
just to let you know, yes. So if the Hajj board members are watching, that's the video. We're told she's stranded, right?
You see?
Yeah.
And
so where is she now?
She's stranded. I don't know whether she has been found now. I don't know.
Okay.
So the issue is that...
And she's from Ghana?
From Ghana. So the issue is that this woman in particular, the child would prefer her to go with Hajj board so she can be safe because of the accommodation, the feeding and all that. A lot of the people who travel through the tourist visa are the young ones who are willing to go to Hajj.
Okay.
And so the elderly ones, normally they don't go
so you have information that the family is aware of this video?
Oh, this video has been circulating for the past 3 days.
Okay.
So I don't know whether I'm sure by now
she must have been
she has been located and she's okay. But this is one of the things that the NPP wants us to assume, that the cost of Hajj is because of the package they are giving the people of Hajj.
Okay.
And before I conclude,
quickly, my time is almost up.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when we say he said a lie, because they say we shouldn't call him a liar, which I am not abiding by that, I'm only respecting the platform. When they say we should not call him a liar, I remember when Bawumia sat in a radio station or a TV station, and he was asked to mention the achievement, one of the signature achievements of NPP. He mentioned Palugu Dam. His own people. You see, my concern is that we've seen people campaign every 4 years. And we've seen presidents and vice presidents before. At least, if not for any Muslim, we have seen Aliu Mahama, who is a Muslim, who, for the fact that we can even, associate Aliu Mahama more of a Muslim than, excuse me to say, Bawumia. Because Islamically, Annie, when you say, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, I testify that there is no God except Allah. And I also testify that Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet of Allah. You are not to say that any other God exists. By the mere mention of Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, you are a Muslim. And so you cannot attach that Allah, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, to any other God.
But Dr. Bawumia has not done so. He has not done so.
Okay, so should I give you instances?
Yes.
Okay. Bawumia, when he's going to pray, he said, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. Because anytime you're going to pray, you have to say that.
I'll give you time, don't worry.
So he says, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. He goes to pray. And then after prayers, he's seen in the church. And then he says that, I admit, we all agree that Jesus Christ is the Savior and is coming to save the world.
Okay. No, I thought he rather said, we all believe in Jesus Christ, because the Quran
believe
admits
that Jesus Christ is a savior and he's coming to save the world. After you have said Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, you go to the church the next moment, and then you say that we all believe that Jesus Christ is a savior and he's coming to save the world. Which are you? So even your religion, Bawumia is not being honest to his religion.
Okay.
And we do not have any religious conflict in this country. Let me tell you something. Mahama has been seen several times reciting Fatiha. It's a Quran verse. Reciting a whole Fatiha. Bawumia has never been cited reciting Fatiha. But he's a Muslim. Agreed. But you don't determine what time you become a Muslim and what time you become a Christian. That is lack of trust. And when somebody lost the trust, he practically and automatically becomes a liar. I am not saying so.
Okay.
That is the morality of life.
Okay. I've been coming.
Yeah, this morning she has decided to become the judge of people's character, the judge of people's way of the religion. I come from a Christian background, of course, and we are told that judge not, so that ye may not be judged. But she has decided to take the judgment seat of God, and she's judging people. I feel sad for her, because if you are a true Muslim, you know you cannot prejudge. It is the reserve of God, and it is only God that can judge. None of us here is qualified. That is why in the Bible they say, none is righteous. And so for her to take the judgment seat and to judge him, I feel sad for her.
But what's wrong with you using the Bible? Hold on.
What moral right does she have?
No. Hold on. You are using you're quoting from the Bible, which you believe in.
Yes.
She was quoting from the Quran, which she believes in.
Sure.
That doesn't make her a judge.
Sure. But we all know that the Bible has postulated a list of things that we shouldn't do as Christians.
She doesn't believe in the Bible.
No, I'm just sorry. I'm trying to make a common sense out of this. That we all know. If we are in a classroom and we are all students, do I have the right as a colleague student to rate you as a mate in class? This is a common sense. This is common sense.
No.
We are all Allah's children, if I should put it that way.
No.
No.
In this case, we're speaking...
Annie, please.
Tabitha.
Please. I am pointing out the fact that
you are citing,
she wants to take the judgment seat of God.
Just hold on.
Which is unfortunate.
Just hold on. You are citing a scenario that doesn't sit in here. In here, we have a Christian and we have a Muslim. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in the Quran, but she believes in the Quran. Now, if she's quoting from the Quran, I can't do anything about it. If I'm quoting from the Bible, she cannot do anything about it. We're not in the same class.
No.
In this case, we're not in the same class.
We are not. But that's why I'm trying to tell you that common sense tells us that colleagues, or should I say, if we are the same in classroom, I'm just trying to put it in a classroom setting, which we are all in this world.
That's what I'm trying to take you away from. You can't put us in the same classroom.
Away from it, because the core values that underpins every religion is that we are all answerable to the Supreme Being.
Okay.
And it is only the Supreme Being that has the right to judge us, true or false. That is the core value. That is one of the things that all religions believe. That at the end of the day, we will render an account. And the one that will judge is the Supreme Being, which none of us seated here is one. And so, as I said, she doesn't have the moral right to judge, to say this person is probably on the wrong or on the right path. You don't have it. I don't know about your personal life. I am not even interested in knowing about your personal life. But I think that you can never qualify if you stand before the judgment throne of God as a human being in this Ghana, and so far all the lies you have also spewed here. I don't think you can stand the judgment of God. And so let's leave the judgment to who it fits, and that is God. That is the point I'm trying to make here.
Okay.
Another thing, she made this assertion. She said, I said it is only for the rich. I never said that. Maybe she misconstrued me. I never said so. I only said, I have known for a very long time that it has never been a cheap venture. That is the point I made. I indicated that I know a poor woman who saved for almost 50 good years before she went on that pilgrimage. So how can I say it is only for the rich? I never said so. I only said it has never been cheap. And to say the Hajj has never been cheap doesn't mean I'm saying that Hajj is for only the rich. And you see, she continued to talk about the fact that my candidate, the venerable the honorable, the only politician in Ghana so far who has distinguished himself not only to be innovative, but a transformative leader. One that is moving with the trend. And when I say the trend, I mean even in this digitalization drive, he is in it full gear. And we can see it in Ghana right now.
You can see what?
We can see his vision.
What vision?
Realized. I don't know whether you are aware. When the Vice President of USA came to Ghana, he mentioned the drone delivery service. And we all know that the drone delivery service is the brainchild of the Vice President. The drone delivery service, which she was so excited about.
The drone delivery was under the digitalization.
Sure, the digitalization agenda. And I don't know if you know the history behind it. He talked about the fact that his father died just because they couldn't get blood. And because of that,
you don't want me to go into that story.
No. I am trying to put something across here. What I'm trying to put
but you
across,
don't want me to go into that story.
What story?
Go ahead, you go ahead.
No,
because
is it about the drone delivery?
No.
And that's the motivation is behind that?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You go ahead. You continue.
Okay.
It's for the viewers
so
to continue.
I want to say this. Look, when we sit here, let's not make it about Dr. Bawumia only and what he said that he didn't realize. What about the things he said and he realized? We are talking about politics of ideas. I didn't come here prepping myself to come and insult any candidate. And I will never do that. Okay? And if you look at what the NDC is doing so far, all they are doing is trying to say that and MPP said this and they didn't do. When we ask them to tell us what they want to do for Ghana, it becomes a problem. I don't know whether you heard about the Jatta analysis that went on last week.
Jatta analysis. No, I didn't hear Jatta analysis. I heard 24-hour economy analysis.
I heard a Jatta analysis. That is what I heard.
Then that one I didn't hear.
Yes. And that is because probably you also decided to take a chapter, a part that interests you. This is the part that also interests me.
You are now
because
impugning,
no.
You are now impugning on my integrity.
No, they were trying, that is an explanation of the 24-hour you are talking about.
Okay.
So if
hold on, pause.
If you, as an ordinary Ghanaian,
just pause.
meet an NDC person.
Just pause. You see, I'm even petting your name. Just pause. So the analysis was about what?
Jatta. No, that wasn't.
No,
no.
You're being intellectually dishonest.
I'm not being intellectually dishonest.
No, let's just
honestly speaking.
Tabitha, let's just factually. You're on a
so
platform.
Let's go back.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair on the platform.
The parent material is
for the analysis.
He was trying to explain their so-called 24 whatever.
24-hour economy.
So far,
and ended up with Jatta analysis.
Yes, and so far, anybody who attempts to explain this 24-hour whatever has always been a flop. From Felis Kwachi,
but the Jatta you are citing,
Felis Kwachi to Madam, the woman who contested the Adentan seats. All of them, they couldn't make anything out of it. And the most recent one has to do with the Jatta analysis of the 24-hour.
Let me ask you, do you understand the 24-hour economy?
I don't need to understand it.
No, do you understand? Do you understand yourself?
I don't need.
No, you have to.
I don't need.
If you don't understand, you cannot criticize somebody's explanation.
No, I will. How? No, she was here criticizing.
I'm saying that.
No, she was here criticizing.
Who?
She was here critiquing all the policies that the MPP government has been able to implement.
What she cited were what you said you would do and what you have done or what you have not done. That's what she was doing. But I'm saying that if you're listening to someone on a policy and you are critiquing the person's analysis, you must have had some basic knowledge about that policy before you can critique. Do you understand? So I'm saying that from all the people you've mentioned, that they didn't explain it well, then it means that you must understand it better than they do. Because they are bringing the policy. If they are not able to understand, then it means that you know better than they do.
Honestly speaking, I'm not here to talk about their policy. That is her job. That's none of my job. That is why I'm telling you that so far, from their explanation, this is what I'm getting from them. That is my stand. And another thing, my candidate so far has engaged with Ghanaians talking about his policies. He talked about the fact that, yes, Ghana has faced a lot of challenges when it comes to power crisis. And he intends to bring the solar energy to Ghana, which will see a 50% reduction in the cost of electricity. This is a visionary leader. This is a leader who is committed to ensuring that things are better in Ghana. This is my candidate, and this is who I will be voting for on the 7th of December. And I know majority of Ghanaians will vote for him, because I don't know whether you saw Prof. Smart's findings on the elections, going into this 7th elections.
I didn't
Prof
see
said
his
something.
findings.
Prof said something.
Well, I didn't
about
see
my
his
candidate.
findings. I saw the write-up, but I didn't see
the
research analysis.
Sure.
Yes.
But some of the pointers, which I would like to highlight, has to do with the fact that going into this election, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the preferred candidate so far of all the presidential candidates. This tells you who he is. A lot of people are not even pinning him to the MPP. No. According to the finding, they have seen him to be a different kind of leader. A leader that is committed to ensuring that Ghana gets the full or its all the benefits that it needs to get.
That's what Prof. Smart's analysis puts out. Can you send me that the research?
I can send it to you on a later this thing, but right now I may just have to go through my archives.
because I've been trying to search.
So you see, there were a lot of promises which they spoke about. We were all in Ghana here when RLG, alongside with JDM, promised Ghanaians a hope city, which turned out to be hopeless. No. There was a hope city, a sword cutting ceremony,
and that was
was
championed by who? The Hope City project was.
Thank you. It was championed by who? Now listen.
No. What was the Hope City project?
You said it was championed by who?
Whose name was it?
No, I'm coming. You said something. I want to get that. You said the Hope City was championed by who?
Who was it championed by?
Sure. But you see, she made mention of the fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia promised the Muslims that he will be building some, is it a hospital and some schools?
The Saudi Arabia promise.
Yes. Honestly speaking, he didn't say he's using his own funds. He was lobbying through the Saudi government to get these projects done. He never said, I'm using my own resources. And the Saudi government has not come out to say, I have given Dr. Bawumia this amount of money to do these projects for me, but he failed. So there is a clear distinction here that Dr. Bawumia do lobbied, but it didn't come to pass. But we all know that so far 40 people from the Zongos dotted around Ghana has been taken to Cuba for medical training, and of which females were also prioritized. We are talking about a leader that thinks about his own people. He went out of his way. He realized that government cannot do it all.
Just
and
a
if
moment.
you look at the Zongo Development Ministry that was created in the first tenure of NPP, you realize that a lot of projects were done, more than 2,000 projects. Yes, I have them here. I don't know. I'll send you I will send you the file. I don't have anything to hide. I'll send it to you so that you do not have any ambiguity. Let me send it to you.
2,000 projects were completed under the Zongo Development.
Some completed, others still in progress. Like the 16 schools we are talking about, they were taxed by all 16 regional chief imams to get lands where they can build these Islamic schools. But as we all know, COVID came in with its own challenges, that some projects had to be abrogated or probably just stopped. But that doesn't mean that they don't have plans of building them. And if you go all over Ghana, you realize that astroturfs were constructed mainly in the Zongos. Annie, please, a minute. Let me just search for your name and send you the file, which...
Of the 2,000 projects.
Of the projects that they did. Sent. So, and we all know, he promised that they will make Arabic examinable. And true to his words, So do we say he's a truth? He says truth? He also promised that if given the chance, that is to say, in our manifesto, if MPP was given the chance and they come, they will ensure that ICT centers and other educational facilities were built in the Zongos. I can tell you for a fact that if you go to Bolgatanga right now, there's a school we call Umaria. And in Umaria right now, they have an ICT center. If you go to Mobile Filling Station, the park, there's a park there, a very popular park, which we call the Mobile Park, in Bolga, which is not far from the Zongos because it is just a road that is dividing them. There is an AstroTurf there. So what are you saying? So if he said, I will lobby through the Saudi government to get this project done, but the Saudi government has not been able to get it done, you say he's a liar? Please, let's come out of this type of cheap politics. Your man also mentioned that he will make sure that the XTX housing project is a reality. So is it really a reality? Is it really a reality?
Okay, I just opened
and you go about saying that he also mentioned that he is going to pay assembly members. Is he paying them? Did he pay them? Please, let's stop that. We look at the fact that MPP, so far, our manifesto promises. Have we been able to deliver? So far, it is only the schools, which is the 16 schools that he promised, that has not been delivered. And we all know why.
In the Zongo community?
Yes.
How about the Nima Villa?
The Nima Villa, that one I don't have so much information on, so I may not want to get into it.
That's fair. I've seen the Zongo Development Fund.
The projects.
Yes. Update on completed project as of September 2022. And pardon me, I've just received the document, so I can't put it up yet, but I can read a few to you.
Yes.
So I have, location. We have the location, project description, and evidence of work. Ashanti region, we have, Asokore Efijuase Setre East. Construction of a 6-unit classroom block, right? For the first one I'm seeing. We have, still in Ashanti region, Ashanti Setre East, construction of 6-unit classroom block, okay. Then we have English and Arabic Efija Kwabre, construction 6-unit classroom block. So these are the classroom blocks for the Zongo community. Is that what you're saying?
They were all done under the Zongo
Development Fund.
Yes.
So are they within the Zongo community?
Yes, Zongo communities.
Okay. We have Amansia West, construction of a construction and furnishing of 6-unit classroom block.
Yes, you are on the right track.
Then we have Bonsuri Mandrasatu. What's that? Ibn Shaibu,
yes.
Kumasi Metro, construction of furnishing of a 6-unit classroom block. So in Swayam Bosome also, construction on furnishing of a 6-unit classroom block. So they're all 6-unit classroom blocks.
Yes.
And then we have Intonsu, one in Intonsu Zongos, Kwabri East. We have Atakrom, Echiman Impunia.
Yes, and they came with their pictures. So it's not like they are lying. You can have people, if you have correspondence in some of these areas, they can check. And you see, I just had news from the Hajj board.
Thank you.
That the woman in question is not
a member of the Ghanaian.
Yes, she didn't take the approved. She didn't pass through their hands.
Okay, can we know who gave the information? Or we should just say Hajj board?
Yes. So if she has any proof that she was actually part of the list, she can bring it. Because this is what I am getting. And this, I can tell you for a fact, that it is coming from the Hajj board.
This is a member of the Hajj board?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right.
And so let's stop throwing about news.
So this, the information you had,
what do you call it?
Annie,
because anybody
this
at all
can
just put any video out there and say that this person, so and so, is part of Hajj. What is the proof? Until you provide proof that she was actually part of the Hajj list. You cannot just put anything there and expect us to take it hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, so according to the Hajj board, officially, right?
Officially.
According to the Hajj board, the woman in that video is
Listen,
not
Annie, you cannot do this to your viewers.
No.
The video I sent you. Oh, wait.
Haja, hold on.
I want no.
Will come out with a disclaimer. The hard board will come out with a disclaimer until they bring their proof.
You see, it's a platform that gets results.
Sure.
Okay.
She says it's from, and she's officially here on this platform,
Okay.
right? She's officially been assigned, right? She says it's from the Hajj board. So I'm taking it from the official source that the woman in that video is not.
And I am telling you
not
that if you listen to the video.
No, you hold on.
Okay.
So the Hajj board is saying that she's not one of its members that it took to Hajj,
Okay.
right? If that's official communication, I have every responsibility to put that out.
Okay.
If anyone has any contrary information, they can bring it out to challenge the Hajj board that this is the evidence that we have
Annie,
that shows that.
Annie, she looks on her phone, she gives you information, she tells you that it's from Hajj board.
Yes, but she's officially here.
Listen.
She's an official on this platform.
So how authentic is that message? Is it coming from the communication bureau?
Authenticity,
so what
Haja, you're not understanding me.
I understand
the authenticity of her information is that she's an official from government.
Okay.
Yes.
So I am also telling you that in that video, the woman said yes, she's with Hajj board and even mentioned the group in which she traveled with. So what about that?
Okay.
In that video, the woman made mention of the group she went with, and she went with Hajj village. What we are doing right now is not to what should I say? It's not to discredit the Hajj board, right? But what we are saying, Tabitha put up an argument that if you go with Hajj board, you're safe and sound. And I made you understand that there is challenges even when you traveled with
the Hajj board. Okay.
And that, because of the cost involved, even with that challenging, people are willing to travel with them. But then the cost is what is preventing a lot of people traveling with Hajj.
Okay, so I mean, Tabitha, if the Hajj board finds a Ghanaian, if the Ghanaian Hajj board finds a Ghanaian as old as she is, stranded in the situation that she finds in, is there any room for support?
Yes,
I mean, because Ghana, we're very poor at it. We saw what happened last week with a patient.
I actually have information that right now, some people, those who took the approved, what do you call it, have gone out of their way to admit people that took other routes to get to Mecca.
The Mecca.
Okay. I heard some people are sharing their beds with some of these people because they are virtually sleeping under sheds, virtually sleeping on the streets. And you know, our people are compassionate people. And so some people have decided to accommodate them.
Okay, so the Hajj board is saying that this woman is an illegal pilgrimage.
I never said they said she's an illegal pilgrim.
Basically, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
She didn't go with the Hajj board.
I don't want you to use those words that the Hajj board said she's an illegal. I only said the Hajj board said she is not part of them.
Okay.
And
do we know who member of the Hajj board that gave you the information?
Yes, if you want, I can give it to you, but not on air.
Okay, I appreciate that though.
Sure.
Okay, so just a few contributors also watching the program. Honorable Lawyer Metununo, I haven't heard from you in a while. He says, good morning, Annie. We should not sugarcoat words. Baumia tells lies. Okay. He lied before in power, aspiring for power. And he can't be trusted with anything he says, you say. Okay. But Ambassador Sampiali says that I'm so sad that MPP has reduced the problems of this country to dancing. Chumbuafo says that Annie, Tabitha has the calm disposition of someone trained by Hajia Fati Abubakar, calmly telling lies. Do you know Hajia Fati? Is she your friend?
Who's Hajia Fati?
Chumba, the Minister for Information.
Oh! Oh, my elder sister.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie. Some people. Hajia is.
You know, Hajia is distinguished. Don't say more. Don't mind Chumbafo.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So this one says, Bani, you're not being fair to Tabitha to the time for the time allocation.
Sure.
Whenever she's talking, please, it isn't good for our democracy. But I've given her, you know, when she started talking 9:50. It's now 10:18. She had more time than
a lot of people
than Hajia. You people in time. I don't know what time has done for you. Good morning, Annie. I have enjoyed the program immensely this morning. Please ask the lady to explain to me how the lady who saved for 50 years, whether she was a baby when she started saving, or when she went to Mecca when she turned 50, or how old was Tabitha when she met the lady saving. I'm sad. How beautiful women. Okay. Wow, Annie, dear. Thank you. That one, I won't read it. Annie, please, let Tabitha know that in our religious books, judgment is professed in every scenario. And if the Quran states that there is no God except Allah, and you are a Muslim but attend church service and receive Holy Communion, don't you see that the judgment in that is a question? He's not judging. So I have another researcher asking me for the smart research. I don't have it. I'm asking for it, please. Koku Nanagbe says that Annie, the drone delivery service has a take and pay clause in the agreement. Is Tabitha aware of that? What's her position on it? Koku is asking. Roland Agambire is the Hope City project and RAG, which the MPP condemned. How come the MPP is now dealing with and giving sole source for contracts? You're asking. Jifa says that. Jifa Gunu, good morning. Annie, do you know that Baumia and the MPP have refused to open the ultra-modern Millennium School that was built by the NDC in Fadama, the old residential district of the National Chief Imam? John Dramani Mahama, who built West Africa's biggest data center, the Accra Digital Center, laid the longest record fiber optic cable ever in Ghana, is not credited with the digital agenda. How do these people see us? Is a question. My time is up, so I'm just wrapping up briefly. I wanted to touch on the leadership book that was actually introduced to us by my former lecturer, Dr. Echesika Anku, and it's titled Dr. Baumia and the Modern Vice Presidency in Ghana. So there is a leadership, I would say, analysis that's been done, about the book. And he says that about the book. In this book focuses on the values, principles, experiences, communication, outlook, and leadership of Vice President Dr. Baumia. Despite the changing dynamics of the presidency in Ghana, there is limited work on the evolving role of vice presidency in one of the Africa's most heralded democracies, using an individual as a case study. So this book fills an important gap because it calls attention not only to an often overlooked position, but to the increasing significance, substantiveness, and evolutionary status of vice presidency, using Dr. Baumia as a primer. So through his agility, dutifulness, and committedness, he made of the office of the vice president more visible, practical, and impactful, thereby reforming, reinvigorating, and renewing the institutional relevance of the office for years to come. Our nation, our democracy, and our institution of the vice presidency will never be in the same again, thanks to Dr. Baumia, you say, and in his dynamic transformation of the VP-ship as an instrument for impact and advocacy on causes such as digitalization, political civility, innovation, social cohesion, development, societal progress, compassion, and unlimited opportunities. I wish I could have more time to actually delve into this, but let me give you just 2 minutes each so that we can wrap up. Our time is up.
Okay, so
2 minutes. And I'm going to be very strict with it.
Each time I mention Dr. Bawumia's name, there's always this glee, there's always this euphoria. I have always seen him from afar as an inspirational leader. As I indicated earlier, come from Bolga, and I remember growing up, a lot of people, I remember when he was made a running mate to Ekufuado, people were like, this man, are you sure they will not use him and dump him? And today, he is my flag bearer.
Okay.
And I have felt so inspired. You know, people go about saying that Dr. Bawumia moves to churches and goes to whatever. The man from day one has never, ever hidden the fact that he is someone that is very, very accommodating and humble. I have known, and it has always been in the public knowledge, that Dr. Bawumia has always dined with lepers in Ghana.
Okay. Okay.
This tells you who he is, a very humble, a genuine person.
Okay.
One that loves not only mankind, but also God.
Okay, Aja.
And goes out of his way to respect the beliefs
my time is up. They will take us off. Aja.
Okay, Annie, thank God that by the end of this program, let Metro TV bear us witness that Tabitha has not been able to give 3 major lies His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has peddled. I'm glad that she has done that. And one other thing too, I am sure that no MPP communicator, not even their flag bearer, can even dream and think of 24-hour economy. The moment they do that, they will have severe headache and probably end up with, some psychological issues.
Right.
And then let me also make you understand that, and our viewers, that Bawumia has not only lied to Muslims, to Zongo communities, he lied to Muslims by promising them that he's going to reduce the Hajj fare. He lied to the Zongo people that he's going to build free ultra-modern secondary school, which he has not done. He lied to the clergies. He lied to the Christian Council when he went and said they have to be even paid, and then later say that he's joking about it. He lied to his own region, his own chief, about the Kwalugudam. So this is the man who, the 5 people who are he's centered with, Muslims are his people, he lied to them. Zongo people are his own people, he lied to them.
Okay.
The region he comes from, he lied to them. The clergies, he lied to them. The Christians. And so we are glad. But by the end of... you said we should...
Okay. Thank you.
So by the end of this program... By the end of this program...
Thank you so much for watching. And I wish you the best. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, Ghana.